today's show, tomorrow's stars make their start. We go inside the Crows Academy. And when hunting for a premiership brought immediate success.
There's many times I thought I'd never make it, but finally got there and it's certainly achieved and I'm pretty happy with it.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Bickley and welcome back to the Optus Crows Show after our short break for the Olympics. First up today, one of the really positive developments in what's been a challenging year for the club. Harry Schoenberg's outstanding progress was recognised with a Rising Star nomination for his round 19 game against Hawthorn. Since debuting in the middle of last year, Harry hasn't missed a game, and with a 2-year contract extension locked in, he'll shoulder even more responsibility in the Crows midfield.
Just want to give you some background, boys, about a young bloke in the room. He was drafted in 2019, so he comes into his first AFL season in a COVID year. He wasn't even in South Australia's state squad at the start of his draft year. And today, Harry Schoenberg's the rising star.
Schoenberg drags it back, and kicks a really good goal.
Berry to Schoenberg, and Schoenberg is able to put it through.
All the hard work I sort of put in is a great achievement to be able to get nominated. I've been given the opportunity to play a bit more midfield minutes, and I've sort of embraced that really well, and I've enjoyed my time playing in the midfield.
Schoenberg again wraps up Parrish.
Obviously been playing with Sloaney, Laddie and Keezy. They've all had very good years, so for me to sort of just fit in there and play my role and get more minutes has been great, and I've enjoyed it, and we've been playing some pretty good footy.
Tex Walker with a little party trick down to Schoenberg, and they wrap it up with a big win.
I probably started off in the pre-season just getting fitter and bigger. Obviously my first year I played 8 games and sort of just adapted to the game and the speed of the game and playing against bigger bodies, and at the start of this year I really wanted to get fitter and stronger so I could sort of match it to the best midfielders in the competition. Obviously that's helped big time playing in extra midfield minutes.
Gee, looks good off the boot. Crowd love it. He loves it.
I've actually been really fortunate to play every game. My body's held up really well, which has sort of kept me going, and sort of looking back at it, I didn't think I'd be played as many games as I had, and my goal was just to play one game. So to be able to play every game since I debuted last year in round 10 has been a great achievement for me, and I just want to finish off strong, push each other to be the best that we can be. I think that's what I really enjoy at the club at the moment, and looking forward to our future.
Harry's last month has been absolutely outstanding. And as the club develops the next generation of players, the work of its special academies becomes even more important. The Elite Talent Squad takes youngsters from SANFL clubs in the Crows zone and gives them a taste of the AFL environment. Tarek Newchurch and James Borlays, for example, both came through the program. It's managed by Jared Mears, whose current crop of teenagers won't be eligible for the draft until at least 2023.
NGA program here at the Adelaide Footy Club started in 2017 and it's been a bit of a slow burn over the last 4 to 5 years. It probably come to a head last year when we had 2 boys drafted, Tarek Newchurch from North Adelaide and James Borlays from Sturt. They came right through our program, and the boys in the club today are following a similar sort of progression and journey as what James and Tarek did. So without putting too much pressure on them, we're hoping that they can maximise their opportunities in here and follow the same sort of platform as what those 2 boys did. So the Indigenous and Multicultural boys are nominated from their 4 Alliance SANFL clubs. So we've got Sturt, North Adelaide, Central Districts and Glenelg. They come through the SANFL diversity programs, and then we pick up and value add to the programs that are already done at club level. And through the support of Bridgestone, we're able to run a AFL Experience Academy program here at the club, which again James and Tarek did and saw the benefits of it, and now they're on our list. The focus is predominantly on skill development and education, and obviously being able to give the boys an opportunity to understand the rigours of what it is to be an AFL footballer, and essentially also rubbing shoulders with our AFL players and coaches and learning from observation and the practicalities of it as well.
So much investment goes into making an AFL player. Lachlan Gollant knows that only too well. We'll catch up with him after the break. Welcome back. Skill and ability will always define the career of an AFL footballer. But fate, luck and chance also play a part, as former Crow Mark Stevens discovered. He was only ever a fringe player in the star-studded North Melbourne side of the mid-90s. So at the end of 97, he was traded to Adelaide. Thanks to Optus, Sam Jacobs talks to Mark about that yes moment in his career when he enjoyed the ultimate success against his old club.
Hello Crows fans, I'm here with past player and premiership player Mark Stevens. Steve-O, thanks for joining us.
No worries, Sauce.
Your moment at the start of the Yes Mate was when you came back from North Melbourne to the Crows. Do you want to talk to us about, I guess, the transition of coming from North to Adelaide?
I was at North for 4 years, very successful club. I think every year I was there, they played in the grand final on a prelim. And, it was hard to get an opportunity in such a strong team, and I ended up being a straight trade for Jason McCartney for myself, and it worked out really well for both of us.
Now, how was 98 grand final? You played against North Melbourne, which obviously 12 months prior you were teammates with them, so obviously that was pretty sweet to get the victory over them.
I guess being so close to when I left and it happening, and it was a bit difficult. It was enjoyable. You know, everyone's goal and dream and goal is to win a flag, but it was a bit funny winning against a lot of my old mates. So. Yeah, but you wouldn't give one back.
How'd you find the transition coming across from Victoria to play footy in Adelaide?
Oh, most definitely the spotlight on Adelaide players. The focus that's put on the Crows compared to a smaller club like North Melbourne is huge, massive. I'll never forget when I got here in the first 6 pages of the back of the paper. I opened it up and I thought, my God.
Thanks very much, Steve, for joining us and sharing your moment at the start of the Yes.
Thanks.
And someone else who crossed the border with great success was Scott Thompson. Each week this season, we've featured a Crows comeback, and Tomo's return from Victoria is up there with the best. After 4 injury-plagued years with his draft club Melbourne, he was traded to Adelaide, becoming one of the AFL's elite players.
Thompson kicked one from here earlier, opens up the angle. They needed a hero.
Looking for a player he's seen so much of over the years in Thompson. Onto the left boot. Is this going to come back far enough? It is Thompson, just a little bit of genius.
In a 13-year career spanning 269 games, the tough midfielder won back-to-back club champion awards and also earned All-Australian selection. A comeback that certainly paid big dividends. Tomo proved to be one of Adelaide's most durable players, and he would no doubt agree that overcoming injury is as much a mental challenge as it is a physical test. Lachlan Gollant, for example, spent much of the pre-season in the gym, stacking on the kilos in his bid for an AFL call-up. But a serious injury in an early trial dashed his hopes. Now with 6 games under his belt, he's kicked 11 goals, played in 3 SANFL wins, and his prospects are brighter by the week.
Good tackle. Himmelberg got it out to Gollant. He snaps at the goals and the Crows are away.
So I ruptured the flexor tendon in my left ring finger, which basically meant I couldn't flex my hand, and so I had surgery on that, and it was about 10 weeks all up in rehab. So I was a bit surprised when they actually said it might be, 10 to 12 weeks, but it's just one of those footy injuries, things like that happen. So just tried to keep a positive mindset and use it as an opportunity to get better in other areas like the gym and running.
With pick 48, Adelaide Crows have selected Lachlan Gollant from Culver Cannons.
It's been a bit of a strange experience since being drafted, but with everything, I just try and keep a positive mindset and sort of just make the most of a bad situation. Obviously last year we didn't get to play much footy, but the games we did play, I just went in with key focuses into each game on trying to get better, so that when my first game did come around halfway through this year, I could not sort of warm into things, just get straight in and try and improve as quickly as possible.
35 out, drop punt on its way, he makes no mistake and he puts the Crows back in front.
Actually my first league game, it was good to get out there. It was probably the most excited I've ever been for a footy game in my life, so it's good to play against Sturt in my first league game, kick a goal, and since then I've just been trying to build and play consistent footy.
Carroll in front position from behind. Gollant flew high and strong and pulled down a nice mark.
Lachie was known as the skinny kid when he arrived at the club, so you have to admire the enormous amount of hard work he's put in. Now, we've given our injured roving reporter Brodie Smith the week off, so who do you think has stepped up to take his place? Find out after the break. All our experienced Crows players have been getting to know a lot of new faces over the past year or so. In the process, Brodie Smith and Thomas Farms have been helping us become familiar with them as well. But in Smithers' absence, Tom Duday has taken the microphone to introduce us to a young man who made an impressive debut last week.
All right, this week we are joined by Braden Cook. Cookie, how are you?
I'm good, dudes. How are you?
I'm great, mate. Not as good as you on the weekend. How did you go? How was the debut?
Yeah, good. I mean, absolutely unreal experience. Like, just everything about it. Just being around you boys, just, yeah, made me feel right at home. And yeah, if that's 15,000, I can't imagine what 50 would be like.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, you'll get there one day. Your journey to the Crows, obviously your first year player. Talk us through how you actually got here.
Yeah, well, I probably didn't have the most traditional pathway here. So I have never played a state game in my life. I pretty much came out from Happy Valley down south, South Australia, and then from there played a few good games, went to South Adelaide, and then played my whole top age year there, and yeah, did my shoulder at the end of the season, didn't get to play in the state squad, so yeah.
Full credit to you to still get drafted, even though you went through all that. Your nickname, obviously, outside of Cookie, you've got a few other ones.
Well, yeah, just Cookie, then Nixie made up Chef, so that stuck a little bit, and then a few of the boys like Keezy and Rob walk around with the Cookie Monster with a bit of a growl.
Yeah, that is a good one. I like that one, especially when your name got yelled out to debut, everyone was growling, which was a bit weird, but I liked it. And living at the moment, you're with host family, I believe?
Yeah, same one that you came with, Santa Maria.
Yep.
And
Braden well.
Yeah, it was with Chase Jones for a little bit, he was in there, and then when I first got to the club, you took me under your wing for about a month and a half, which was amazing.
Everything you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You've obviously just been drafted. The hardest thing and the easiest thing, I'm gathering the hardest thing would probably be your shoulder and training and stuff. Maybe just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think the most difficult part was probably still trying to bond with the group while being in rehab, like straight off the bat, because one of the best parts is obviously being out on the track and actually training with the boys, and I didn't get to do that for my first probably 2 or 3 months, where I was just running laps on the sideline, doing my own extra training.
Most surprising thing in your time at the club so far, is there anything you can think of off the top of your head? The amount of chocolate some boys eat.
Yeah, well, I throw Chase under the bus. The amount of chocolate that kid eats is crazy, so I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, I'll try to stay away from it. Don't fall in the trap like he does.
All right. Yeah. Cookie, thanks for joining us, mate. I'm glad we got to dive a bit into your story.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good on you.
Great to see another Panther making their mark at the Crows, and Braden certainly looked comfortable at the level. Now, if you can't get to our one remaining home game in 2021, become a We Flyers 1 Plus member. It's just $25 and you'll receive a $50 Crowmania voucher, exclusive member email communications and 10% discount at Crowmania. Sign up at crowsmembership.com.au. Now, Toyota is well into its 14th year of Toyota Good for Footy, over which time it's raised more than $7 million nationwide. And the clock is ticking on fundraising for the 2021 Toyota Good for Footy raffle. It closes in South Australia on September the 6th or whenever the last ticket is sold. Seeing we're deep into time on, now is your last chance to sell a few more tickets and generate as much money as you can before the final siren sounds. North Adelaide Football Club has raised over $5,500 and Toyota and the Crows want to congratulate them on their efforts.
Right guys, obviously you're probably a little unsure why you're here today. Got some really good news this year. The North Adelaide Footy Club entered into the Toyota Good for Footy raffle, and we were lucky enough to be selected by Toyota and the Crows to pick 10 juniors at our footy club to send them along to the showdown. So you're all going to the round 21 showdown. How good's that? How good's that? Yes, unreal, love it. My name's Lewis Hender. I'm a player here at North Adelaide Footy Club, and I also work in accounts and compliance and do a bit of work with our commercial team as well. Obviously, we've got quite a big reach as a SANFL club. We've got several clubs in our zone with really large and well-developed junior programs, and we strive to try and improve their programs and improve our junior clubs the best we can. For the Toyota Good Footy raffle this year, we raised a tick under $5,500 so far. As a new club to the program, that's obviously really beneficial to our club, and we're stoked with the results so far. We've got such a big reach here at North Adelaide, and we've got a lot of junior clubs involved and a lot of juniors that we want to help. So we'll be spending that sort of money on our junior programs, trying to assist those clubs the best we can.
That's a great result in a year which, again, has had a few obstacles. OK, after the break, we'll meet a fan who's making a return to our show after 5 years. Each week this season, we've featured a fan's most memorable Crows moment. Well, today, we rewind to round 14, 2016 against the Roos. On what was a wet night at Adelaide Oval, Fong thought he should come prepared. As a result, we couldn't resist selecting him as our Crow in the crowd. Thanks to Bendigo Bank, let's meet the man behind the mask.
My name's Fong Huynh. People know me as Fongy. Been a Crows member for 9 years, since AAMI Stadium and moving across to Adelaide Oval. My favourite Crows memory was I had the chance to be the face in the crowd for the Crows.
Who's going to be the lucky fan this week? How about you?
It's not often that I get to go out, having a family of three, but because it was late and it was wet, I was like, sweet, I get to bring the boys out, and thought we would have a bit of fun and enjoy the moment. And I brought all my snorkel gear and I made them all wear it, so it was pretty cool. I got text messages pretty much from all my mates and all my friends saying, you want it, you make sure you dial in and claim your prize, and it was pretty cool. It was awesome. Yeah, it's just good memories, definitely.
That's the perfect segue into our latest Crow in the Crowd. OK, let's have a look. Why don't we settle on you? If you recognise yourself, please email faceinthecrowd@afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize. And what a prize it is! 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill Unbreakable Zone at Adelaide Oval. Terms and conditions apply, so check out our website for details. That's about all we have time for on the Optus Crows Show. Don't forget to keep an eye on @The Crows Show for all the latest news, and check out the club's social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for your company today, and I look forward to joining you again next weekend on 7 for our final show of the year. Bye for now.